manifestos and it should figure it there. But that does not mean that whatever the state government can do, it should not do. So all that I can say at the moment is that my party, at least if it comes to power or if it shares power or even if it is in opposition, will certainly address this issue. Lesser campus hirings, again related to the downward trend. Employment frauds. Now this is the certainly, I mean I'm really surprised that in the IT sector there can be a fraud of that kind. And all that I would say is that a certain amount of vigilance using the technology should be, the method by which the frauds can be prevented, and if in spite of that they take place, they are exposed well in time. Supposing, let us say, I thought, nothing thought you might say, this man is mad. But all that I'm trying to say, let us say for a moment, such advertisements appear online and otherwise. And if there is some mechanism by which a signal can go to somewhere, so that they monitor it on this, as it goes on, it is monitored, and no one is allowed to become a victim of these fraudsters. All that I can say is yes, that also has to be addressed. We should address it. Freshers not given joining days. Now, please do not think that this problem is only yours, only of the IT people. When I was in the, I do not know whether I was in the assembly or in the council, I had made a demand, and you'll find it in the proceedings if you now look for the records. I had made a demand that every worker, permanent, casual or temporary, every worker, when he is engaged in employment, the employer should not only issue him an appointment letter, but also send a copy of that to the Commissioner of Labour. And the Commissioner of Labour should have a big storeroom where, and now with this digitalization and all that, we do not need really a big storeroom, but have facilities to have these records there. Even the wage that is, the starting salary should be entered there. Because I want you to know that in many employments, and particularly this handloom workers, the same man is made to work under 4 different names in 1 year. Every 3 months his name changes. The worker doesn't change. The name changes, his salary remains frozen all the time, and he is never to be made permanent, because the law requires that if you have worked for so many days, 240 I think, days continuously, then you shall become permanent and the work is perennial. So to prevent that from happening, even this kind of a fraud is being played on ordinary workers of that kind. But I am shocked that at your level also it happens. And therefore, we shall have a demand. And I will assure you, if I get into the House, I will ensure that this rule comes into force. For all workers. For all workers. An employee is an employee, an employer is an employer. It does not matter whether the employer is a handloom wala or he is a IT magnate. Worker is an employee, is an employee. His rights shall be protected, and the standing orders are meant for that. And I will assure you again that standing orders is something that has to be fought for. And unionized method is the best. Up to you. I have been 55 years into trade union work. From 1958, I am a trade unionist. All that I can say to you is that this requires to be fought for. And the method of fighting is left to you. The least that you can do is file maybe a PIL or maybe a dispute. There is a dispute on your own and get it through legal action. Labor laws, I was surprised that there is a view even here in this room that laws, particularly in the IT, are not required. I believe they are required. IT cannot be the means for concentration of wealth in the hands of a few. And not only wealth in all forms, in terms of the output that you give, in terms of the assets that are built, in terms of the real estate that becomes a necessary part of all IT activity today. How can that be allowed? That belongs to people, that belongs to the society at large. So why can't there be laws to ensure? And let me tell you this. Someone made a point in the beginning that IT, for every line of IT or whatever, there are so many jobs created. Service sector, this and that. Not untrue. But you must also know that IT has also destroyed jobs. And let some research be done. Let some research be done to see whether net ITI has given more employment to more people, or pre-ITI situation and the growth of employment on an annual basis was of a better type, of a better order. Let the research be done. So all these claims in order to pull wool over the eyes of gullible people is not on. And therefore we do need laws, we do need regulation of the industry. We must see. In fact, I am all for this kind, particularly this sector, not only this sector, but mining and all that. I am all for nationalization. It is people's property. It is the property of the country, the property of the people of the country. It is not the property of a few powerful people who turn mafia lords and produce more mafia lords thereby. It is the property of all of us, and therefore it shall be beneficial to all of us, and therefore controlled by the state through us. So that said, all that I am saying is, now I'll conclude. All that I am saying is the industries which create through the labor of all people, create wealth, they shall be also required to take care of the people. The 2% CSR is nonsense. And it really does not touch anyone, the lives of the people at large. There may be individuals who benefit on a microscopic scale. But majority of the people at the macro level, we all lose. So to satisfy their conscience, the government must have decided it's still not a law. But government is imposing the 2%. And these people, by giving 2%, they think that all their sins are there. They have jumped into Ganga and all their sins have been washed. So all that I am saying is, it shall be their responsibility of the IT, to rehabilitate those who are dispossessed of land, to rehabilitate those who have not been able to not rehabilitate, to even be taken care of, those who have not got jobs as a result of the IT. No more typing. If you were going to the court premises and all that, how many types, the battery of typists typing your papers. Today it's not all gone. You just press a button and the whole thing has come out with. So people have lost jobs. Let me tell you the best example. Many of you may not have seen that, but those of you who are a little grown up and would have walked down Ballyford Road and all that in those years, you would have seen on every textile shop there would be 2 small tables on either side of the step as you climb up. And there would be those glass boxes with watches hanging and all that. There was a watch repairman here, there was a watch repairman here. The fast watch has made them disappear. They are no more required. So technology does impact on our jobs. It is not only the economic policies of the government, it is not only the WTO, it is not only WTO, but it is also technology. Technology is also killing jobs. Even as it produces its new jobs, it kills the traditional jobs. I finished. Thank you.